Hello and welcome to the new format of the Black Dog Sports Podcast. You're actually able to see our beautiful faces now, and I'm wearing my Forward Seal Patriots shirt today, representing for South Jackson. And this is our special coronavirus episode, and our lead topic is the age of coronavirus. How did it affect? How are we coping with the pandemic personally, and how is it going to affect the sports world? Then we're going to hop into the basketball team. How is this going to affect the women's basketball team and the potential of their season, and also the potential of the men's team to make a tournament run? Not an NCAA tournament run, a NIT tournament run. Let's be real. After that, we're going to talk about the NFL with Darius Slay going to the Philadelphia Eagles. What's going on with Dak Prescott and his contract situation? And how is the new Vanderbilt quarterback transfer going to affect things in the QB race, or the number 2 spot anyway? So I am joined by our co-hosts, Mr. Jeremiah Short and Derek Thomas. And since Derek is the senior member of the podcast today, I'm going to let him express his thoughts and feelings going into the show first.
What's going on, Bulldog fans? It's great to be back on. Y'all gonna have to excuse y'all hear my lawnmower, man. It's great to be back on talking about Bulldog sports, because our world has been, I guess you can say, shattered. No Bulldog sports, no spring football, no women's NCAA tournament, no men playing if they would have gotten into the tournament, no baseball, no softball. And it's funny you said the coronavirus like Cardi B. Have y'all seen the video where they put Cardi B in there and Donald Trump turned around like, oh my God, the coronavirus is gonna get me. I thought that was kind of funny, but since Arthur decided to bring up Cardi B's coronavirus highlights. But yeah, I'm just glad to be back on talking Bulldog sports, man. And I can't wait until the coronavirus is no more.
Okay, so y'all screens is like hella fast, slow on my computer for some reason, but such is life. Jeremiah, same thing for you. What you got going on with this?
Probably just.
I mean, it was fine last night. Anyway,
I had the same issue this morning, so it happens. I know. Well, with me, it's just weird. I was telling someone a couple of days ago, it feels like it's almost like the Twilight Zone, like you're living in a movie. Like, oh, we having stay-at-home orders. It's not because of any type of military stuff going on or some type of imminent danger in that way. It's like, hey, man, we need to stay inside, man, so you don't get sick. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, I never thought we would face this in modern America. Like, in the world, they dealt with Spanish flu over 100 years ago, or close to 100 years ago, a little over 100 years ago. So this is something that's almost not as deadly, but similar as far as how it's spreading and how it's affecting just the world. Like, I was talking to my sister yesterday, like, nobody thought that 2 weeks ago that the whole world would just stop and we was not have school or anything. So it's just like, what is really going on right now? A lot of people are doing their podcasts and videos at their crib, just sitting up there like talking like this. Like, I mean, I ain't never talked this much on the phone in the last 10 years probably. Everybody trying to stay connected to each other because, I mean, the extroverts probably about to just lose their minds right about now, having to sit in the house all day. But it's a great time probably to reflect and really just kind of reconnect with people, and maybe just, I know some people looking at it as a negative because they want to be back to doing what they do. But at the same time, it's a great opportunity really for people to kind of find some positives in this chaotic situation.
And I mean, I'm really affected because if y'all didn't know, I'm like a real street dude. So I have no idea how I'm going to traffic drugs through the community with this whole, my industry has been significantly impacted, due to the fact that people have this stay-at-home order. So I'm trying to think of ways to do no-contact drug deliveries, but we'll see. All right, so.
I don't believe that. I hope your principal's not watching this.
Man, look, stop hating. Anyway, so how are you coping with the pandemic, Jeremiah Short?
Best I can, as a teacher, in the role I am, it's kind of hard. You want to be there teaching your kids and you want to make sure they're growing. It's kind of a critical point of the school year. You want to finish out what you were doing at the beginning of the year, what you had planned. I already was kind of in the throes of doing that before school got shut down for the next couple of weeks. I mean, I already had planned up the whole 9 weeks, so it's kind of like, man. So now you're almost having to readjust and kind of find a different way to connect with your students and make sure they still grow and still be able to digitally or virtually, not digitally, but virtually teach them. So that's a really hard thing. And I mean, I think I can live with not having sports for a while. I think we'll be okay. I think that's something, considering what the world is dealing with right now, I think I'll be good. You can just listen to sports debate. Now you're just having people just debating stuff just to debate stuff. I mean, I was listening to Undisputed before we came on, and they were debating Jerry Rice against Randy Moss. I'm like, as Shannon Sharp said, is this really a debate? Like Jerry Rice versus, like, why are we even talking about this? So you're going to see a lot of those debates over because people's just searching for content. So that's the only thing you're just going to see. Like I said, watching a lot of documentaries, a lot of wrestling documentaries. I actually watched a really good one on the Fabulous Moolah, who, as a kid, I remember as the old lady in WWE, and I didn't know she was a little tyrant. But at the same time,
she showed her tatas that one time.
That was May, but that was May Young.
Close enough.
But trust me, it's a big difference. But it's real interesting looking at the behind the scenes stuff of wrestling. That's always intrigued me anyway. So I've been watching a lot of that type of stuff and just watching a lot of TV shows. One recommendation I would have, and doing a lot of reading, the show For Life on ABC. I would highly recommend that. But
it's a good thing that you brought that up because I forgot to watch the next episode of it. Baton Rouge Streets, Red Stick, Derek, what's going on?
Man, Baton Rouge is on a stay-at-home work order, stuff like 5 p.m. or whatever. Supposed to be essential personnel going out. My job, I'm in IT. I work for a healthcare facility, not a hospital per se. So I have to go in sometime, but I work from home a while. And like today, I had to go in, take care of some things, came home. But hey, it is what it is, man. I mean, people gotta stay safe. Our governor right now is not happy because of our coronavirus stats, and just rising, man. People just need to stay home,
wash their hands,
stay healthy, wash your hands, and just I don't know, man. I mean, we've never seen anything like this in our lifetimes.
Mm-hmm.
So no one knows how to deal with it. I mean, SARS didn't affect us like this. The flu didn't affect us like this. I mean, it's almost like, what's that little, y'all ever seen? It's almost like the red disease in Transformers. If you touch one of the Transformers, they got red. They got infected, with the angry disease. With this disease, it will take you out. So, man.
Well, I think this is something like not even a once in a generation thing. This is a once in a century thing. You got to think the Spanish flu, what's the plague? But that was even 100 years ago. Huh?
Bubonic plague?
Yeah, bubonic plague. And I think I might even say that wrong. But like this is what
should have got you there. I messed up on Titanic.
Yeah, so I think this is something that, but it's something we never seen. I think we never would see what it looks like in the modern era. We've seen movies about these things, but the Spanish flu, but we never seen it in this digital age where people get to come in on it and we're so interconnected. It almost makes it where it spreads faster. So it makes it a lot tougher. But in some ways, it makes it easier because people can stay a lot more interconnected with each other. You can see what's going on in other countries. It's not like you're hearing stuff maybe in the newspaper. And obviously, it might prevent it from getting as bad as it has been. People see what's going on in the rest of the world. And they're like, hey, we might need to stay at the crib instead of just still moving like, everything's all good.
Right.
So,
Arthur?
Let me tell y'all about what's been going on in these streets for me. One
with the holes in it in Jackson?
Man, whatever. How many streetlights your hometown got in it?
Sorry.
Anyway, so I, for the most part, I've been at the house. But even if I hadn't been at the house, like I'll go somewhere and make sure it's a place where ain't nobody at. So like when I go to the park, I go to the park on Flower Street where I know ain't nobody out there. Me and my dad went out the other day. We went to Calling Panther Lake in Crystal Springs where there was nobody out there. I go out to the reservoir where ain't nobody out there. So, I can still get out and stuff like that. I just get in my Jeep and just drive around or whatever, where it's just me. So I ain't got to worry about any shenanigans or anything like that. I went through a little cold or whatever, but thanks to honey and lemon and my peppermint tea, I'm straight now. So ain't none of that going on no more. So outside of it, making sure that I set up my Google Classroom and my Canvas for my students and giving them assignments and stuff like that, because of course
Then I'm sure they're gonna turn in.
I am very, of course they're gonna turn it in, and I am very concerned about providing them with a quality education while we out during this time. So there's that. But on to this next topic. What do we think would have happened to the women's basketball team had the season not ended so well? Me, personally, I think that they didn't have it. I felt as though that the team chemistry wasn't very good. They hadn't figured out their lineups, even at the end of the freaking year. What the girl name is, Andrea Espinoza Hunter and Andrea Espinoza Hunter and Chloe Bibby weren't giving us anything. With Aaliyah Matharu, she was either going to go out there and give us 26 points, or else she was going to, get 5 fouls in 2 minutes. It's just really hard to say. So I thought that they were probably either going to get upset by some good mid-major team in the round of 32, or else they were going to get mauled to death in the Sweet 16. But in terms of we were going to make some type of magical Final Four or national championship run, I didn't quite see that coming. I didn't see that happening. Now, next year, I think that is a complete possibility, but I felt as though that they weren't even playing at that high of a level at the end of the year, as evidenced by us getting mauled by South Carolina at the end of the SEC tournament. But I'm going to hand this one over to Derek Thomas. What do you think was going to happen with the women?
Well, like you said, we got our butts kicked by South Carolina SEC tournament. But, hey, the NCAA tournament is a whole different animal. Unveil the wild. There you go. I think we would have made some noise in the tournament until we ran up against a talented team. Who knows? Maybe we could have, gotten to the point where we could have seen the Gamecocks again, because we did almost have them before we let them come back in the regular season. In the SEC tournament, I don't know what happened with us. And I do agree, yes, our lineups were kind of inconsistent. The biggest thing for me is we did not have any consistent three-point shooting. And that has been the staple of Vic Schaefer's teams, consistent three-point shooting. With the addition of these talented freshmen that's coming in, and also Sidney Cooks, who is a big who can shoot the three, I think that's going to make us even harder to defend. We're going to be able to go 5, maybe even 12 deep, and everybody can score. And I was reading Coach Schaefer's strategy is recruit offense, teach defense. And I like that strategy. Recruit players who can score the basketball and teach them your defensive philosophy, because it's easier to teach defense than it to teach how to shoot a three. That's natural ability. Playing defense is our heart. You know what I'm saying? Heart and effort. So I think we would have possibly gotten to the Sweet 16. Maybe we hit a magical run and pull an upset or two to get to the Final Four. But I don't think we could have won a championship with this young squad. I mean, I think they're talented, but we just aren't battle tested yet.
Right.
All right. So, men's team, anybody want to say that we were going to make a run in the SEC tournament and go to the NCAA? Jeremiah.
Well,
maybe a run in those.
Oh, yeah, you get to talk about the women even though you don't actually watch it. But just we'll say after you talk about the women's, then you can talk about the men's.
All right. So here's my thing. I really think it was a situation. Like, I concur with Derek. I think we probably got put out in the Sweet 16. But I think the unfortunate thing about this, I kind of hate that they don't get a chance to go through the NCAA with a young team and give them a chance. It ain't about them being necessarily battle tested, but give them a chance to get that out the way. Maybe get that bad tournament run, get that bad taste in their mouth. And I think it'd been kind of good for them, even if they didn't make it all to the Final Four, to the NCAA championship. So I think that's going to kind of hurt us next year because we're kind of going to go into the tournament next year, assuming we're already considered the third team coming this next year with the talent we have coming in. And then at the same time, we never quite figured out. I mean, it showed that Rakia was kind of merging. You see Rakia and Jessica Carter were our two main players. Cool. But I think next year you kind of like, they never got to solidify that in the tournament. Not context, but in a tournament tested battle. Like, so I think that's going to hurt us a little bit going into next year. So with all this new talent coming in, Sidney Cooks, and AJ, as you alluded to before, talked about before, Vic Schaefer, is he like the Larry Brown of coaching? He's never coached with this much talent before. So he had a lot of talent. This year, he didn't even know what to do with Alyssa Matharo. What's he going to do next year? Maybe once you insert Alyssa Matharo into the starting lineup, then you bring in Sidney Cooks.
Wait. Aaliyah, like the singer.
Okay, Aaliyah. Sorry. Aaliyah Matharo, not Alyssa Matharo. Sorry, my bad. But once you insert her into the starting lineup, then you got Sidney Cooks. Then you bring in all these another talented big. I forgot his name. Taylor. Yeah, Maya Taylor. No, you got some talented players coming in, 5-star caliber players coming in. What is he going to do with all this talent that he has? Is he going to be able to manage all that? Obviously, with the pieces that we have and the size and the combination of size and talent, which, as AJ, you mentioned before, he's probably modeling our roster after South Carolina. They're the team that's been our bugaboo for years. So we're going to have a bunch of 6'2", 6'3", very versatile swing 3s, 4s, and 5s. So that's going to give us a very talented lineup with very good guards. But will he be able to manage that and divvy out the minutes? Because he wasn't able to do that this year. He kind of, and what do you do with a Chloe Bibby and a Andre Espinosa-Hunter? I know what we probably want them to do with them.
Bench them and let them come off the bench.
Yeah, let them have it. Don't do it. But what are you going to do for Hunter then? You don't do that for her.
She kind of foreign-y looking too, so.
Okay.
Man, you're wrong for that, bro.
I like let's not go there. We don't want to get canceled on the first video pod. But yeah, I think that's the thing you kind of really just think about. Like, so I kind of hate that we don't get the opportunity to kind of get that bad taste in our mouth. Other than that, I think the girls will be okay. I hate they don't get a chance to at least, make that run. But still, I think next year we're going to have a lot of talent and a lot of like
that brushing his hair, man. Like it's a hair salon.
Okay.
Looking too comfortable over there.
I got to say fly, man.
Okay, so what's next, man? We're going to talk about the men.
Jeremiah was supposed to go straight into talking about the men's.
Oh, my bad. I kind of skipped over that part. I kind of got into just talking about the girls. I think the men.
Women.
And in a way, I'm a bit more saddened with the men because I think there was one of our few chances maybe not our few chances, but a chance to kind of maybe make a surprise run or probably one of our stronger teams in the Ben Highland era. But you're looking at after this year, after all of this, they're not going to give those guys any more eligibility, which is almost good because that means we get Tyson Carter back. But that's not going to happen. Reggie Perry's probably going to go pro. Who knows? Robert Woodard, I don't think he will go pro. I guess at this point he's not projected to. So we get him back. But, we return a pretty thin roster with all the transfers we're about to have, which we're going to get to. But I think that's the thing you kind of worry about with the men's team is that, what are we actually going to have next year? Sorry.
I guess, Derek, same question to you about what you think the men's team going to be looking like next year. Or, well, what do you think they would have done with the opportunity to finish their season?
Well, if somehow they would have squeezed into instead of a tournament, man, we first round exit, no matter who we played. I only saw the team play in person once, and it was a battle. They fought back against LSU before losing at the buzzer, which a lot of people say is my fault, but not my fault. I wasn't guarding that guy, but I don't think we would have advanced to anywhere beyond the first round of the NCAA tournament. It is a different story. I think it's possible we could have, made some noise. I don't think we would have won the tournament, and it's kind of sad that neither tournament was kind of appealing to us as far as being able to be successful as a basketball team, especially with all of the talent that we have. I mean, even though you only have right now, you have 2 draftable potential draft picks in Woodard and Reggie Perry, but everyone else was talented as well. The ones that played, You know what I'm saying? We'll get to that like later, like Jeremiah said. You know, only 7, 8 guys were playing a night, maybe even 9, depending on foul trouble. So for a team like this that was inconsistent with shooting the ball, inconsistent with defense, and just just downright just letting teams beat them that shouldn't have been able to beat them. I mean, this was a wasted season. I mean, what Reggie Perry declared for the draft and came back. Yes, he won the Howard Trophy. Oh, I also got to congratulate Rakia Jackson for winning the Gillum. You know, back to back for Mississippi State men and women basketball for the no who won it? Ole Miss won it last year, but back to back I think for Mississippi State winning the Gillum. So Reggie Perry won the Howard this year. So kind of a wasted season this year because we had so much talent. And then you don't get a chance to see what this team could have done in either tournament. And now we don't even have much of a team left.
Well, yeah, like I say, I think that the basketball team would have definitely probably lost their first game in the SEC tournament. If they would have gotten into the NCAA tournament by some miracle, I can't see it not being a situation like last year where we just ended up losing to Liberty, and the whole time in my head, all I kept hearing was Liberty, 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 and we'd have probably made a NIT Final Four run or something like that before we inevitably lost to West Virginia or somebody like that. So thank God that on a certain level, it's like coronavirus spared us watching the slow death of the men's team. So 5 transfers, a bunch of stick and stem dudes. I don't think it's gonna matter because all the dudes who transferred sucked and never played anyway. But whatever. Jeremiah convinced us.
I don't know about the freshmen.
Jeremiah convinced us that we should care.
I don't know if we necessarily should care, but I mean, we can't really say about the freshmen. I do kind of wonder, though, that they didn't get a lot of run this year. Considering the team, I don't think we had the most talented men's squad. It's hard for me to believe they shouldn't have got a little bit of a run. It seemed Big Shaper, he's got – not Big Shaper. Coach Howland got smart and actually played DJ Stewart as the season went on, put him in the starting lineup. He's like a guy that's going to be probably an impact guy for us next year. Good size. I mean, I don't know if he's an NBA talent or anything like that, but, at least gives us a solid piece returning. But I think losing 5 guys, I just wonder who are they going to replace them with? Or are we going to go after a bunch of grad transfers? Are there some late signees? And then obviously for Vic Schaefer, I keep saying Vic Schaefer, for being Holland to allow those guys to leave. And I'm not saying they could have just made the decision on their own, but it's hard for me to believe any coach just wants 5 guys to just leave and allows that to just happen without trying to convince them. Because obviously if that many guys are leaving, that means there's going to be a lot of playing time next year. And I don't even know how talented our class was that signed in the early period. They don't seem like high-level players. So I don't know. Like, I question it. So I'm worried more about the freshmen, the older guys, Prince Aduru, and I don't even know the dude's name. Like, that's how little they play. So, I mean, that's the thing. I'm not really worried about them. I'm more worried about the freshmen because, those guys possibly go to the future. One of those guys is a 6'7", 6'8" wing. You kind of wonder about losing guys like that. But other than that, can't really stress too much because we don't know how long could have something else planned for those spots. So maybe just wait and see on that.
Derek, since you're the person who first brought this to our attention, how do you think this is going to impact the team?
Well, these 5 guys, freshman guard Devin Butts, freshman guard wing Elias King, sophomore forward Prince Uduru, junior forward Keyshawn Fizel, all announced that they're going to be leaving. And then, of course, E.J. Datcher is going to transfer as well. He still has a year left. Those are the 5 guys that will be leaving our beloved men's Bulldog squad. Like Jeremiah said, these guys didn't really reach their potential, especially the freshmen. Prince Uduru was a transfer, and then he sat out his season. And then when he got a chance to play, he didn't look the part at all. Keyshawn Fizel just couldn't find his way onto the basketball court for Howland. I mean, highly talented player from Lawrence County. I hate that he's leaving, but hey, sometimes you have to make changes. And with these 5 guys leaving, it's going to open up 5 spots for 5 more guys to come in and see if Howland can really guide this ship to where we need him to guide it, because he's a Final Four coach. That's all you hear Bulldog fans saying. Oh, we shouldn't fire Howland like we fired Jomo. Howland is an established coach. Who we're going to get out there that's better? Man, these coaches that ain't never been no Final Four in their first couple of years, got their teams playing at a high level, have their teams in the tournament and pulling upsets, where we have all this talent and the SEC is not as strong as it used to be. This was our year to possibly shock someone, possibly dethrone Kentucky, get past LSU, get past Florida, and then just surprise people with the talent that we had, and we just let it go to waste. Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, no. I'm not going to say this as a bit of a dissenting opinion when it comes to how I get what you're saying, and I'm not going to